Good evening, everyone. This is Michael Reeves, member of the Autumn Win Strat-o-matic Football League. And tonight I will be bringing you a divisional playoff game. Tonight it's featuring the Battle of Texas, if you will. It's the 10-6 Houston Texans out of the NFC Walsh Conference facing the number one seed in the NFC, and that is the Dallas Cowboys at 15-1. And we are waiting for both of these two teams to connect. And hopefully they will do so shortly, and we will get this game started. So it looks like one of the coaches has let every minutes they will be starting, and I'm going to put a note in here. Good luck, fellas. That seems like an appropriate message. Also going to put up the card image because that's what I like to use, everybody. So we're going to stick that over here. Okay, so what do I know about both of these two teams? Let us start with Dallas. Now, I played in this league. I am an announcer for tonight, but I also played in this league. I was the Los Angeles Rams, an expansion club, and it finished 4-12. And I had the unfortunate experience of getting the bricks beat off of me by the Dallas Cowboys, not once, but twice. Neither one of them were contests. In fact, I wasn't able to put 10 points on him. But that's not a surprise because of the 30 teams playing in this league, they allowed the second fewest points at 191 points. In fact, that was well below. There were only two teams basically that allowed 200 points or less, and that belongs to Dallas and that belongs to the Seattle Seahawks in the AFC. So they have a dynamic defense, and they are led by quarterback Jay Cutler, who had an average season. Nothing really too exciting about their team offensively, but defensively, that's where it's at. No true stars. They do run the ball very well, but no true stars will stick out. The Houston Texans were able to put a bunch of points on the board this year, but they allowed a lot of points too. In fact, their differential was only 42 points. I believe they are led by Case Keenum. I think that's it. I'll have to take a look one more time and take a look at those statistics, but I believe that is who is leading this team. We'll go through the leaders here real quick while we're waiting to get this game started. There we are, Case Keenum. Case Keenum threw for 3,200 yards this year. He also averaged 15 yards per completion, which was the highest total in the entire league, the highest average in the league. He threw for 28 touchdowns as well. So they are going to go ahead and get this game started. And suddenly we have a message that a whole bunch of people got lost here at the same time. So let's see where exactly this is going to go. I wonder if everybody lost their connection all at once. Wouldn't that be unfortunate? Well, I'll here and ask if anyone is still here, but it sounds to me like everybody got lost. Throw a quick message in. I may have to reconnect, so I apologize to have a broadcast get off to such a bad start, but it looks like I was dropped from the broadcast, so we'll just jump right back in. Stop talking about it, and we're going to do something about it. So let's get out of the program. We'll jump right back in. So I apologize for that start, but we're going to jump right in. 13 minutes to go in the first quarter, and Houston has the ball. 2nd and 9 at the Dallas 50. Put the card image up here, and we'll get ready to roll. So again, Dallas, 15 wins this season, only allowed 161 points. We look for a way to stop Case Keenum. On his hip is Jeremy Langford. Wideouts, one of the best in the game at A.J. Green. He picked up Willie Snead this year in the draft, and he also has Sammy Watkins. So he has 3 outstanding wide receivers. So it's no wonder they average 15 yards per catch. They have 3 guys who can go deep. So on 3rd and 8, Dallas runs a 3-3-5, 3 wides for Houston. Comes a curl pass to A.J. Green, and the play is stopped for no gain. A 6th defender on the play knocks the ball away, so we'll go 4th and 8. So Houston's able to move the ball a little, gets at least to midfield. One of the best punters in the game, Hecker of the NFL Rams, pins them deep, and Dallas will start 1st and 10 from their own 8-yard line. Under center is Jay Cutler. They're running 3 wide. Amari Cooper for the Raiders is his main target. And on the first play, he's going to throw it to super running back from the Arizona Cardinals, David Johnson. And passes. That's an off-tackle run, no gain. So 2nd down and 10. But the game seems a little slow here. There are a lot of people, it appears, who are watching this game. And I'm wondering if that's kind of dragging the server down just a little bit. So again, a 3 wide set. David Johnson, acquired in the draft this year. Here comes another inside run. This time they call pass. It's guessed wrong. And on David Johnson's card, he rambles for 6. So that'll make it 3rd and 4. For the Dallas Cowboys, 15 and 1. And obviously the number 1 seed in the NFC. In a moment, we'll take a look at each of the teams, and we have a little bit of a break here so we can get a chance to look at the rosters and figure out there's more than what's under center, right? Quick pass to Malcolm Floyd. It's guessed wrong, and a 12-yard gain, and that will move the stick. So 1st down, Cowboys ball at the 26. Another 3 wide set, and Houston counters with a 3-3-5. Here comes a sideline pass to Andre Johnson, correctly double-teamed. Nice call by the defense, and this will make it 2nd down and 10. No score, just under 10 minutes in the first quarter. And this is a run and no gain for David Johnson, so 3rd and 10. Let's look at what David Johnson did this year. Close to 600 yards. Also in the backfield, he has Chris Johnson, Arian Foster. Looks like he split some carries. We'll have to see as this game goes along who he decides to go with if he stays with David Johnson throughout. Third down and 10. Again, a 3-wide set. Cutler in the shotgun. David Johnson is a dangerous back out of the backfield. And I know he won't hesitate to throw. And in this play, he does throw it down and out to Johnson, but this time it's incomplete. So Houston holds serve. And in a moment, we'll get the ball back. Here comes a deep punt. And Griff Whalen takes it back. So once again, good field position for Houston. Ball at their own 47. Both teams have exchanged a scoreless possession. So we're in the first quarter of this divisional playoff game, NFC playoff game. Dallas nothing, Houston nothing. Houston with the ball. Frank Gore is the lead back for Houston. He was the 6th leading rusher this year with 1,629 yards, 4.7 per carry. So an outstanding season for Frank Gore. I believe their leading receiver was AJ Green, and he is. AJ was one of 11 wide receivers this year to catch over 1,000 yards. And he averaged 18.2 yards per reception and also hauled in 10 catches for touchdowns. And it looks like both teams are stuck once again, so we'll have to jump back out and jump back in. I just saw a note where everybody was stuck. So a little bit of server problems here, but we're going to jump right back into it. Okay, we're back in. And it appears I missed a play because the play was stuck. So I'm sorry we've missed that last play. So let's reset the game. Houston has the ball on Dallas's 38-yard line. It's 1st and 10. We're halfway through the first quarter. Here comes a draw to Jeremy Langford, and he picks up nothing on the carry. So that'll make it 2nd down and 10 for the Houston Texans. They're in Dallas Cowboy territory at the 38. Dallas with a 3-4 defense. 5-0, 5-6 across the linebackers. Here comes a draw to Frank Gore. Pass was guessed, and Gore gets 7. So this sets up a manageable 3rd and 3. Sets up the option for a run or a flat pass. But Dallas has some pretty strong linebackers. And they may just stay at home. AJ Green is being picked up by a 6-rated defensive back, and also Dallas has a 6-rated free safety. Here comes an off-tackle run to Frank Gore. It's guessed right, and it only picks up 2 on the play, so it's 4th and 1. And the shaky Greg Zuerlein comes on for a 46-yard attempt. The St. Louis, now Los Angeles Rams kicker with the strat-o-matic. Oh, look at this. They're going to go for it. He decides to think better of it. He's going to go for it on 4th and 1. Rather than leaving it up to Greg the Leg. 2 tight end offense, Frank Gore in the middle. So big play early on. Houston's going for it. They are the underdog, obviously, facing a 15-1 Dallas team that's only allowed 191 yards. Frank Gore gets the run, and he carries it for a first down. Big play. A 9-yard pickup for Frank Gore. So he extends the drive. For Houston, again, underdog facing the 15-1 Dallas Cowboys. Top dog in the National Football Conference for the Autumn Wind League. Here comes a draw. And it's successful. Jeremy Langford picks up 13 yards. Taking it all the way to the Dallas 9. So 1st and goal for Houston. They still run 3 wide. Gore in the backfield. Case Keenum under center. Let's see if Dallas elects to keep 3 or 4 in the short pass zone. I imagine they'll keep all 4. Maybe even guess a pass. Let's see. I'm not in the playoffs. They are. He does call pass, and Frank Gore, guessed wrong, drives up the middle for 6 yards, and that'll put 2nd down and 3 for Houston. Knocking on the door. Don't want to settle for 3. Let's see if they can get 6 here and get the early lead on the heavily favored Dallas Cowboys at 15-1. They only allowed 191 yards this year, but Houston has some terrific weapons offensively. Case Keenum, a sneak, but he only picks up 1, so that makes it 3rd and 2. So in the backfield, we have Gore and Jeremy Langford and Case Keenum, and he's going to run a sneak again to Keenum. They keyed incorrectly. Keenum up the middle. He picks up 2, and that is a touchdown. So Houston gets out to the early lead, 6-0 on a 2-yard plunge by Case Keenum. And with the extra point, the Texans have the early lead on the 15-1 Dallas Cowboys. So Dallas, after the kick return, will take over at their own 29. They're in the pro set with David Johnson and one-year wonder Carlos Williams, who had a terrific card, especially if it's guessed wrong, and it's going to come into play on this one. Carlos Williams is going to take this around the end. He's going to pick up 15 yards for a first down for Dallas. That is a dangerous 1-2 combination. Carlos Williams, running back and fullback, so you can play pro set. And when that card is guessed wrong, Carlos can run. Unfortunately, he had some weight problems this year. So you knew when you were picking him, he was a one-hit wonder. Here comes a run to David Johnson. Nice pickup on first down. He picks up 5. And that'll make it 2nd down for Dallas, as they've made their way into Houston territory at the 49. 1:30 left here in the first quarter of this divisional playoff game, pitting 15-1 Dallas against the Houston Texans. So run to Carlos Williams, but it only picks up 1. So 3rd down and 4 for Dallas. Houston Texans, 10-6 this year, winners of the Walsh Division in the NFC. Here comes a run to Carlos Williams, a sweep, and it picks up big yards and a first down. 7 yards for Carlos. And that's another first down for Dallas. Here comes a post play to Kyle Rudolph, and the pass falls incomplete. So second down. Both teams are willing to keep this ball on the ground. Second down, another pass, and this one loses 2. So the pass to Carlos Williams loses yardage. Third down and 12 for Dallas at the Texans' 45. Cowboys are going to throw to Malcolm Floyd, and they're going to go deep. And with 2 men in the zone, this ball is going to be picked off. Picked off and returned to the 27. So Cutler throws the deep ball with 2 men in the zone. And the pass is intercepted, so Houston takes over at their own 27, leading 7-0 as we've entered the second quarter of this NFC Divisional Playoff game. First play, here comes a crossing pattern to Sammy Watkins, and it's correctly double-teamed, and the pass falls incomplete. As we said, the Texans were the winners of the Walsh division of the NFC. But they had to win a wild card game to get in, and they did. They beat the Michigan Panthers 19-13 for the right to play Dallas in this playoff game. That first play, Frank Gore lost a yard, so it's 3rd and 11. Sammy Watkins is the intended receiver. 4 men in the zone. He was double-teamed as well, and this pass is going to fall incomplete. So good news for Houston. They thwart the Cowboys' drive. The bad news is 3 and out. Again, Hecker, a dangerous weapon, one of the best in the game. A 53-yard boomer. Harris returns it only for a yard. So they flip the field. Dallas will take over at their own 22. 12 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. 15-1 Dallas, facing a 7-0 deficit to the visiting Houston Texans, who entered the game 10-6 and won their wild card game against the Michigan Panthers 19-13 for the right to play in this game. Screen pass to Amari Cooper, and he loses a yard on the play, so second down. And here's a pass, 3 men in the zone, and this one falls incomplete as well. Pass to David Johnson out of the backfield. A short pass falls incomplete. So this will bring up 3rd and 11. Dallas going 3 wide. Houston countering with a 3-3-5. And here comes a curl pass to Amari Cooper with only 3 in the zone. And this one's going to go for big yardage. This one's going to go for very big yardage. And he gets all the way to the 7-yard line. So with 3 men in the zone, Cooper was guarded by a 5 defender, and the dice came up 6. With defender X short gain, 72 yards was the result. So here comes an inside run to David Johnson. Comes up just a little short, but he makes his way to the 2. 5-yard gain for David Johnson. So 2nd down and 2 for Dallas as they look to tie it up. Full house backfield with Arian Foster, Carlos Williams, and David Johnson. And Cutler can run a little bit too. You really can't key on anybody here. You just have to take your chances. And he said, "What do you know, Michael? I'm going to key David Johnson." And guess what? He got it right. David Johnson loses a yard, so it's 3rd and 3. But again, this is still a dangerous spot. Hard to call pass here when you have 2 players in the backfield when the card is guessed wrong. More likely than not, they're going to score from here. So let's see if they decide to call run on this play. They do call a pass, and it's a pass to David Johnson, and they're double teaming David Johnson, and the pass falls incomplete. So a big hold for Dallas. Maybe. Yes, they are going to kick it. So Dallas drives all the way to the 7, but has to settle for a field goal. But they were able to flip the field, and they are on the board. So the Texans, after the kickoff that apparently nobody saw, that happens every once in a while, they'll take over 1st and 10 from their 20. With the lead, Langford, on his first carry, picks up 3. Houston is splitting carries between Langford and Frank Gore. Frank Gore led their team in rushing this year with over 1,600 yards. And this is a carry from Frank Gore. He comes up short. Langford first carry was for 3 yards, Frank Gore for 4, so this makes it 3rd and 3, so the run is still in play. Again, off tackle to Frank Gore. No linebackers there. It was guessed right. And he'll pick up the first down with a 4-yard carry. So they keep the chains moving. A run for Frank Gore, and this time it's correctly keyed by Dallas. Excellent call. And that'll make it 2nd and 11. Houston with the ball on their 30. Leading this divisional playoff game 7-3 over the 15-1 Dallas Cowboys. Here comes a pass to A.J. Green. It's guessed correctly. And Green comes up with the catch and picks up 15 yards on 2nd and 11. So they're nearly at midfield at their own 45-yard line. Houston takes over first down. At their own 45. 6:18 remaining in the half. First playoff tackle to Gore. It's guessed pass. And Gore will pick up 7. So now they've made their way into Dallas territory. Again, some great weapons on this Dallas team. A.J. Green, Sammy Watkins, Willie Snead when they go 3 wide. And for this evening, Frank Gore is splitting carries with Jeremy Langford. Here comes a slant to Ben Watson. And that pass falls incomplete. So we're 3rd and 3. At the 48. Gore's back in there. They'll go 2 tight end. And here comes an off tackle. And again, it's guessed right. And again, he picks up the first down. So Dallas is calling correctly defensively, but without linebacker support. Gore is finding the stick. And once again, they're moving forward, and this play is stopped and stopped big time. So a 2-yard loss as Frank Gore is correctly keyed. So that'll make it 2nd and 12. 4:12 remaining in the second quarter. Texans up 7-3. Here comes another run to Frank Gore. And this time he'll pick up 7 yards, so that'll make it 3rd and 5. So the plan has been Frank Gore left, Frank Gore right, and Frank Gore up the middle. 16 carries so far for Gore. He's been the workhorse. Now Langford's back in. Draw would be a gutsy call here, but you have to think flat pass. Let's see. He calls an inside run. It's guessed wrong. No linebacker support. And he makes his way for 7 and another first down. So the game plan for Houston, ground and pound. And so far they have been successful. They are getting close to acceptable field goal range for Greg Zuerlein, but I think they would feel a little bit more comfortable if they make their way into around the 22-yard line. I believe from 23 to 32, he's a very good kicker. On the first play, he throws a pass to Benjamin Watson, and the pass falls incomplete. So Houston lately has been going with the 2 tight end set. I'm sure that's helping as far as blocking is concerned. It's increasing their ratings. But you do lose out on Willie Snead. Second down draw to Gore. The call is a pass, and Gore's going to get some yards on this play. He's going to rumble for 17 more yards. And that'll put the ball at the Dallas 15. So once again, Houston is in business. With 1 play to go before the 2-minute warning, up 7-3 on the Cowboys. Jeremy Langford guessed right, and he picks up 7 yards on his own card, guessed right. And that is absolutely the best he could have hoped for on a roll like that, on a call like that. So 2nd and 3, we've hit the 2-minute warning. Houston winning 7-3 and deep in Cowboy territory. Ball at the 8. Just got a text a moment ago. There's another autumn wind playoff game tonight. I believe that was Shreveport and Grand Rapids. So on the first play, the pass to A.J. Green is caught for a touchdown, and Houston will go ahead 13-3. And with the extra point from Greg Zuerlein, 14-3. So the Houston Texans had to win a wild card game to get into this playoff. And they find themselves up 14-3. And again, the kickoff disappeared, but I believe I know what happened. They have the ball again. So again, the play disappeared. I have to guess that must have been a fumble. So I believe Dallas fumbled the kick return. And so now Houston has excellent field position and a chance to do some more damage before the half. I can't see a play description that shows what exactly happened on that play, so I apologize. Here comes a pass to Vance McDonald, and this is going to be some good yards. So Vance McDonald's going to trot all the way down to the Dallas 3. So 1st and goal with 37 seconds remaining, and Houston has all 3 of their timeouts, so time is not a factor here. It's really going to be a matter for Dallas to make a stop and do anything they can to hold them to 3. Here comes an inside run to Langford. It's guessed right. And Langford fights his way into the end zone. Houston, the Texans, are now up 20-3. And with the extra point that is kicked through, we have an upset on our hands. 21-3. The Texans over Dallas. After the invisible kick return, David Johnson is in the backfield on a 3-wide set. They do have the ball at the 47, and they do have all 3 timeouts left, so let's see if they can get somewhere close so they can at least get a field goal. Here comes a slant pass to Kyle Rudolph. It's guessed right, and the pass falls incomplete. So the Dallas Cowboys, on the heels of a fumbled kickoff return, now find themselves down 21-3 with 8 seconds to play before the half. They'll go 3 wide with Amari Cooper, Andre Johnson, and Malcolm Floyd. Here comes a button hook pass to David Johnson, and that gets the ball to the 49. And that'll make it 3rd and 6. Houston will call timeout here, which will give them one more play to throw deep. And once again, they'll go 3 wide. Deep threats, certainly Malcolm Floyd and Amari Cooper. But you figure Houston's probably going to double team one of those people, probably both of them. Let's see who they decide to double team. So we're still awaiting the call. They do throw the bomb to Amari Cooper. He gets a receiver rating, but he is not one of the players who double teams can make a catch. The pass will fall incomplete. And we are at the half of this divisional playoff game, and the 15-1 Dallas Cowboys are on upset alert. Now, they're going to start out with the ball here at the half, but I don't think anyone could have imagined they'd be trailing 21-3 heading into the third quarter. But there's a reason why he's 15-1. He's an outstanding coach, an excellent defense. If he can roll a shutout in the second half, anything is possible. But he's definitely going to need to have some breaks come his way and certainly stop Frank Gore, who had an outstanding first half. As the Texans stayed committed to the running, committed to running in that first half, and it paid dividends. 2 touchdowns, and then a big turnover that led to the third. Here comes an inside run to David Johnson, and he picks up 5. So Johnson so far has had 5 carries and 20 yards. Here comes a quick pass to Grisham. It's correctly double teamed, but he's one of the select group of tight ends who can catch a pass. Even if he's double teamed, he picks up 6. Here comes an off-tackle run to David Johnson, and he will ramble for 24 yards. And just like that, Dallas is in business at the Houston 45, trailing 21-3 in this divisional playoff game. Here comes a pass to Kyle Rudolph. It's guessed right, and the pass will fall incomplete. Terrific game so far from the Houston Texans. No doubt the underdogs in this game, facing the number 1 seed Dallas Cowboys at 15-1. But Houston is looking pretty so far. 21-3. Here comes a pitch to David Johnson, and he'll pick up 4, so it's 3rd and 6 for the Cowboys at the Texans 41. We've just started the third quarter, 12 minutes remaining. Another inside run for David Johnson. It's guessed wrong, and he comes up with the 5, the dreaded 5, and he will pick up nothing on the carry. So 4th and 6 at the 41. Dallas is going to go for it here. They're in no man's land. Obviously, they can't kick a field goal from here. In trailing 3 scores, he's decided to roll the dice and go for it on the Texans 41. They come out 3 wide. Cutler has a terrific flat pass card He's going to go short to Amari Cooper, and this time he's sacked, and the ball is fumbled. And Dallas recovers, but Texas will take over at the 50-yard line. So Houston up 21-3. Then 10-6 Texans, winners of the Walsh division, had to play a wild card game and hung on to defeat the Michigan Panthers 19-13 for the right to play in this game against the Texans. On this first play, Frank Gore moves the ball for 3 yards, so it's 2nd down and 7. Here comes a deep pass, but there's a man in the zone, but it is guessed wrong, and the pass falls incomplete to Watkins. This will bring up 3rd and 7. Here comes a crossing pattern to Watkins, and that pass also is going to fall incomplete. So that'll bring up 4th down and 7. So Dallas is able to keep the damage to a minimum. This punt from Hecker is going to go through the end zone. For a safety. Plenty of time left in this game for Dallas. They were able to move the ball pretty freely until they got to the 50 and then turn the ball over on 4th down. This play is guessed incorrectly as the pass is going to go to Cooper, and Cooper is going to pick up 14 yards. Defense guessed run. On the first play from scrimmage, Cutler with the pass to Amari Cooper. Cutler is 7 for 16 with an interception. 2 big turnovers for Dallas. And they find themselves down 21-3 to the Texans. Here comes a screen to David Johnson. No man in the zone. And that play picks up 10 yards. So another 1st down for Dallas as they push their way to the 44. Here comes a pitch out to David Johnson. Defense calls pass, do not bring up linebackers in support, and Johnson picks up 12, and there's another 1st down. So 3 consecutive plays, 3 first downs for Dallas. They're able to move the ball very quickly into Houston territory at the 44-yard line of the Texans. 8 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter, trailing 21-3. There's enough time in this game that they can continue to run. And let's see if they continue to do so. This pro set formation leads me to believe they're going to continue to run. So on that first play from scrimmage, Cutler throws a quick pass to Carlos Williams, and the pass falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10 from the Houston 44. Dallas's last drive stalled at the Houston 41 as they went for it on 4th down and were sacked. And on this play, David Johnson carries for no gain as Houston had a linebacker in the zone for support on the off tackle side, off tackle left for David Johnson, and Houston brought up a linebacker to support. So now it's 3rd down and 10. Not the ideal situation for Dallas, but certainly this would be important for them to convert if they can. Pass to Malcolm Floyd, single coverage, and the play loses a yard. So it's 4th and 11, and Dallas is most likely going to punt here, I would think. Yeah. Can't go for it this time. So Allen kicks it and does a nice job as he pins him deep at the 8. So with just over 6 minutes remaining, here in the third quarter, the Texans, the underdog Texans, are leading the 15-1 Dallas Cowboys in this autumn wind NFC Divisional Playoff matchup 21-3. The stories of the game so far: Frank Gore has controlled the game on the ground. We'll get to his carries in just a moment. And 2 key turnovers for Dallas. And with 6 minutes to play, they find themselves, Dallas does, 21-3. 15-1 heading into this game. The first down pass from Keenum to A.J. Green falls incomplete. Here comes an off-tackle draw, and it's keyed correctly. And no gain for Frank Gore. But he has been the star so far. 20 carries and 108 yards for Frank Gore. 1,600 yards this season. An excellent season, and it continues through the playoffs. 3rd and 11. Pass to Sammy Watkins falls incomplete, so Dallas gets what they need. They pinned Houston deep, and they got the 3 and out, so hardly any time gets off the clock. Hecker, another bomb, 53 yards. And we're waiting on the punt return, and we're frozen again. So we're going to have to jump right back into the game. I heard a noise, people. So that tells me that I got locked out. So I'm not going to mess around. I'm going to jump right back in. So let's get caught up here. So Dallas has the ball on their own 47. 3rd and 4, 3 wide set. And Houston goes to their 3-3-5. Here comes a button hook. Pass to David Johnson. It's guessed correctly. But Johnson makes a big gain and takes the ball all the way down to the 39 of Houston. So Dallas has had 3 drives stall around this part of the field. They need to push forward and get into scoring position. Their last 3 drives have died around the 40-yard line. This time they find themselves at the Texans 39. On this first play, it's a sweep to Carlos Williams. No running back in support. The play is guessed wrong, but it wound up being on the defensive card, so it really didn't matter. But with nobody there to support, 12 yards for Carlos Williams. And he'll take the ball all the way to the 27. So Dallas now finds themselves in scoring position, but down 18. They do not want to settle for 3 here. They got to try to figure out any way they can to put up 6 on the board. Trailing by 18. First play from scrimmage. Again, this is a quick pass out to Carlos Williams. Pass was guessed correctly, but with no man in the zone, I believe that would have been a dump-off pass. Or that may have been the 6 linebacker rule, actually. A 9-yard pickup. Either way, for Carlos Williams, 9-yard pickup. And that brings up 2nd down and 1 for Dallas. Ball at the Houston 18. Trying to overcome 2 turnovers to make this comeback. Standing at 15-1, the overall favorite, certainly records-wise, to make it to the autumn wind Super Bowl. But Houston is giving them all they can handle. So the second down run this time, Carlos Williams picks up 4 yards. And that'll give him a first down. Ball at the 14. Back in the pro set. With Carlos Williams' dangerous card. Certainly the run is an option. Houston doesn't bite, though, and they call correctly the pass defense, in which Amari Cooper is only able to get 2 yards. So second down and 8, ball at the 12. Houston only has a linebacker 4 in that zone, but the die rolled up before. But even if he had gotten it, it only would have been 5 yards. So a difference of 2 and 5. Either way, good call from the defense. Off tackle left to Carlos Williams. Defense calls pass, but there's a linebacker in the zone. Carlos Williams bursts past the line and gets all the way to the 2-yard line. So a 10-yard pickup for Carlos Williams. And Dallas now has the ball. First and goal from the Texans 2. Texans are not very stout up front. Lots of force. So let's see if they try to bust this in over 3 plays. Carlos Williams running. They keyed him correctly, but it's on the defensive card. And Williams is going to find his way into the end zone for a touchdown. So Dallas has cut the lead to 21-9, and they are going to kick this extra point. They're not going to go for 2. They'll save the 2-point try for later if it's needed. And with the expiration of the third quarter, we are headed into the fourth. The upset-minded Houston Texans, 10-6, divisional winners, but they needed a wild card to get in. Right now are 15 minutes away from pulling off the upset over the 15-1 Dallas Cowboys. So with Jeremy Langford in the backfield, they immediately decide to pass on the first play, and they're looking for Ben Watson, and the pass is complete. So Case Keenum completes his first pass on this drive to Ben Watson in the 2 tight end offense. They've been running a lot of 2 tight end, the majority of the plays, in fact. Here comes a crossing pattern to Sammy Watkins. Guessed wrong. Over the middle and another 10 yards. So first and 10, ball at the 40 for Houston. Let's see if they can answer that touchdown with a touchdown of their own. Here comes a curl pass to A.J. Green. It also is guessed incorrectly. That's another 10-yard pass, and that's another first down. 3 plays, 3 first downs for Houston. So they find themselves at midfield. Up 21-10. Here comes an off-tackle draw to Frank Gore. And Gore will pick up 6 yards on that carry. Second down and 6 yards. Here comes a deep pass to Watkins. They guess a run. There is a man in the zone, and the pass falls incomplete. So good call from Houston. But Dallas was smart enough to keep their defensive back in the zone. Didn't bring him up for support. Decided not to double team either Green or Sammy Watkins. And the pass falls incomplete. So 3rd and 6. This is another opportunity for Dallas to get these Texans off the field. Let's see if they can do it. Texans elect to go 3 wide. And they'll go with the screen pass to Gore. The pass, it's called correctly. And in this play, he picks up 5, and this brings up an interesting 4th and 1 from the Dallas 41. Does Houston decide to kick it here and play field position, or do they decide to go for it and risk giving Dallas the ball close to midfield? And their decision has been made. They're going to go with the 2 tight end offense. There's no penalties here in autumn winds, so this is do or die either way. They're going to throw deep to Sammy Watkins. It's guessed incorrectly. It's guessed incorrectly. This pass is going to be caught by Watkins. What a gutsy call from the Texans. What a gutsy call. On 4th and 1, not only do they pass, but they throw the bomb. They throw the bomb. Dallas leaves one man in the zone, and it's caught by Sammy Watkins for 31 yards. And they are definitely in business now. Frank Gore with a 3-yard run, and that brings the ball to the Dallas 8. So it's second down and 7 for the Texans, knocking on the door, deep in the red zone. Run is guessed, and it's guessed correctly as Langford is stopped at the line for no gain. So 3rd and 7. And we've now crossed the 10-minute mark in the 4th quarter. Dallas desperately hoping to stop this team for a field goal. I would imagine here comes the pass. Frank Gore is in a 2 tight end set, so there's the possibility that a draw could be coming here. That would be an even more gutsy call, but what a call on 4th and 1 from the 41 and a 30-yard pass from Case Keenum to Sammy Watkins. Let's see if Dallas is going to leave 4 in the zone. And he does run off tackle left, but a linebacker in the zone to support, and this is not going to find its way to the end zone. So 4th down at the 10. But this is shorter than a modern-day extra point, and Zuerlein puts it through. And that'll put the Texans up 2 full touchdowns, 24-10. And Zuerlein kicks it deep, and Dallas will elect to take a knee. Well, he looks like we skipped a play there. I would imagine that is. Well, I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Looked like it was a touchback, but for some reason the ball is sitting at the 11. Wonder if it skipped a play again. He may have elected to take it out, but again, it was not reflected on the kick return. So anyway, Dallas will take over at the 11. And here comes a slant pass to Kyle Rudolph with 4 in the zone, and the pass is going to fall incomplete. And that'll bring up 2nd down. And 10, ball at the 11. 8:24 remaining in this contest. Probably a do-or-die drive for the 15-1 Cowboys. And here comes a fly to Amari Cooper. It's guessed right, and the pass is going to fall incomplete. Single coverage on Cooper. Good call. But the dice did not cooperate. So that'll make it 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10 for Dallas. And it's almost getting to the point where they may want to start taking some super risks here on 4th down in their own territory. Hopefully, for their sake, it won't happen here. Here comes an inside run to David Johnson. It's guessed right, but he only picks up 5. So 4th and 5, trailing by 2 touchdowns midway through. And they are going to elect to go for it. So that play was designed, hopefully, to get a 1st down, maybe to catch him off guard, maybe hit that short gain on 2 or 7. but certainly make the third down, fourth down, more manageable. So this is pretty much the game for Dallas. If they don't convert here, this game is pretty much over. So Houston looking to make the kill on this play. They're double teaming Johnson, and instead he hits Kyle Rudolph for a clutch play. A 13-yard catch for Kyle Rudolph, so first down, move the chains. 6:54 remaining. They got to put the pedal to the metal. Ball on their own 29, trailing by 2 touchdowns. The first down pass this time falls incomplete. To Malcolm Floyd. Jay Cutler today so far, 1 interception. He's converting less than 50% of his passes for only 152 yards. Second down, here comes a pitch to David Johnson, and no pickup at all. So another long third down for Dallas. Houston has been doing an excellent job of making sure these third downs are longer than 7 or 8. Obviously much more difficult to convert, especially with 4 in the short tackle, the short pass zone. So they try an end run to Cutler, which he doesn't get that very many chances, and there's a lot of short gains on that card, and the dice do not cooperate. And he only picks up 3, so that'll be another long fourth down that they're going to have to try for in their own territory, trailing 2 touchdowns with just over 5 minutes remaining. The winner of this game off to the NFC Conference Championship. Here comes a pass to Andre Johnson, and it falls incomplete. So the Texans will take over at the Dallas 32 with 5 minutes remaining. Going to try to bleed some clock, and certainly a field goal here is going to end it. So you have to think, run, run, run. Here comes Frank Gore. It's guessed correctly, and he only picks up 3. So second down and 7. So the winner of tonight's contest is going to take on the winner of Shreveport and Grand Rapids. Another run for Frank Gore, and this time he picks up 2. So third down and 5 for Houston, winning 24-10 with just under 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, trying to do everything they can just to hold on to the ball. Frank Gore is good with the ball. 2 hands for safety. Off tackle run, guessed right. And Gore picks up 5, and the chains will move. That probably will eliminate any chance of a Dallas comeback. They're going to have to start using their timeouts. If there was any chance at all, it would be with a long field goal from a very inconsistent kicker, Greg Zuerlein. On the first play from scrimmage, Langford is tackled in the backfield, and that's a loss of 2. Dallas does not call timeout. Here comes a quarterback sneak. Guessed wrong. Case Keenum will pick up a yard, and Dallas will call a timeout here. So with 2:24 remaining, ball at the 23, 3rd and 11. These are the playoffs. You play till the whistle blows. You never know what can happen here. Could be a fumble. Anything is possible. Especially in strat-o-matic. So shotgun formation. Langford at the hip of Case Keenum. 3 wide, Snead, Green, and Sammy Watkins, who's had a big day. Dallas counters with a 3-3-5. Here comes a bomb to Watkins. It is guest pass, and that pass is going to fall incomplete. So that stops the clock. And with 2:06 remaining, this field goal could end it, and it will. In all likelihood, this game is history. So congratulations to the Houston Texans, who find themselves up 27-10 with 1:52 remaining. In this divisional playoff game, the winner will advance to the conference championship to play the winner between Grand Rapids and Shreveport, which they are playing tonight. This is Monday Night Football. It's a doubleheader. Dennis Crowley, my friend, is calling the other game as we speak, and I'm sure that I'm going to jump in on that broadcast here momentarily. Here comes a pass to David Johnson. It's guessed correctly, and Johnson hauls it in, picks up 14, and he makes his way out of bounds. So that preserves a timeout. Ball at the 39. Dallas is down 17 points, so it's going to take quite an achievement here to figure out how to get 17 points in 1:37, but you play to the whistle. Comes another down-and-out pass. This time to David Johnson. Johnson again makes the catch, but this time he's tackled inbounds. Dallas will have to use a timeout. They do not hurry up. They do hurry up offense. I apologize. They do not call timeout. Here comes a crossing pattern. 4 in the zone to Malcolm Floyd. The pass falls incomplete. Second down. 1:07 left to go, and Houston is getting ready to celebrate, punching their ticket for the NFC Championship. Dallas at 15-1 had a bye coming into this game. A phenomenal season. Second in the league in points allowed. But a couple of turnovers in this game definitely spelled doom. Cutler's end run. He goes for a 2-yard loss, so it's third down. Ball at their own 49 with a minute left to go. And on this play, Cutler is sacked. And that'll take it all the way to the 40-yard line. So it's 4th and 21 with a minute left to go. And Dallas has decided to go ahead and punt, basically signaling this game is going to be history. Punt's going to travel 37 yards. Let's see if Houston's going to pick it up. They will not. And with 22 seconds remaining, Keenum is going to take 2 knees, and this is going to put the Houston Texans into the conference finals. So congratulations to the Houston Texans tonight, and congratulations as well to the Dallas Cowboys. A phenomenal season, 15-1. But today, on the road, it's the Houston Texans who will move on to the NFC Conference Finals.